Hi, good evening, everybody. The boys are back in action to close out the home schedule as they host the Capitals again. We'll see if they can go out on a winning note. Coming up. And for the record, if they lose this game, it won't break my heart, guys, because it's going to diminish Detroit's chances. I'm still cheering for anybody but Detroit to get in. So I'm cheering for the Capitals, the Penguins, the Islanders, all just to keep winning and let them figure it amongst themselves. Because I figure if we're going to miss, they have to miss too, especially Kane choosing to go over there. I'm really cheering for them not to make it in. So that's just me. Some of you might be cheering for them to get in because they've had a drought. Not this guy. They've had them glory years in the 90s and early part of the century. They're fine. They're fine. So this is it. This is the last home game of the schedule. The Sabres sit right now 20-19-1 at home. So the worst we can finish this year at home, folks, is 20-20-1. And doesn't that just tell you what the season's all about if we lose this home game out? I mean, my goodness. So, and we finish out. We got Florida and Tampa, or Tampa, Florida. I think it's Florida, Tampa, the next two games after on the road to close out the season. And the Sabres, I'm expecting them to go 1-1-1 to close out the season, the last three games, just to put a stamp of frustration on this season for us, because that's what it's been. It's been a frustrating season. I hope the fans just have fun today at the game. It's the last Sabres game of the year. And folks, let's hope they do something this offseason, some serious moves, some serious, I wish Pegula would step up as an owner and just fire everybody at this point. That's how I'm feeling, really. If Adams is going to do nothing, then Pegula step in and do something. And go hire some hockey men. Don't go and get like Seth Appert and some other guy that's never been a GM. And, go and get some proper names in there. Although, mind you guys, I'd be okay with Lindy Ruff being our general manager in the future. I would be okay with it. Whether he's VP and general manager, whatever they want to put him at, I would be happy that Lindy comes back to the organization that he should come back to for the rest of his life and be, his heart's always been in Buffalo. I think we know that, guys. Look at the RJ Memorial, how he acted, like he's keeping tabs on how the Sabres are doing, obviously, under Granato, and even gave him a compliment, So Lindy's a Sabre at heart. We know this. And he made it pretty public. He would have loved to come back before they hired Granato, So I don't think they're going to get him as coach, though, but I could be wrong. I think they're going to go with somebody else if they do make a change. I just hope they're not stupid enough and boneheaded enough, guys, to bring up Appert as our next coach, because then it's just another step backwards, another lost season coming. And at some point, Pegula's got to stop pouting like a little baby. He's not getting his way by spending money, and start spending money and start trusting again. Put a little trust and faith into a new plan, a new vision, a new team. Because these clowns that we got right now as what we call a coaching staff, guys, just didn't cut it this year. They were terrible. Our team was terrible this year. And people will look at the record and say, well, 500, yeah. But take a look at the roster. How it's loaded with first picks, high picks. Guys that aren't like 19 no more. Like, come on, When you got guys like little Zach Benson being the heart and soul of your team during the year, it felt like at certain points, and Peterka, I mean, we got other guys, bigger fish on this team. So what's going on, We've got to get somebody to come in and wake up this franchise, guys. Once and for all. Lindy would be a good start. I've seen you guys mention Lindy and Pekka, bringing Pekka back as his assistant. Hey, look, that's the dream duo, of course. I'd love that. I would. I mean, you'd have a hard-hitting team. You'd have, and Lindy's not one so much that preaches hitting, but he preaches timely hitting. You know what I mean? He preaches a team that plays aggressive when they have to play aggressive. This team down the stretch, I didn't see any aggression. I didn't. I know there was a few games they put up 30 hits, but come on, guys. We had to wait all year for something even mathematical to happen with this team. No. So something's got to change, as we know, in the front office. It's time for Adams to go. It really is. If he doesn't have the guts to sit Granato down and say, we have to make a coaching change, you're welcome to stay on as an assistant. Like whatever. I wouldn't have a problem with Granato sticking around, but just not the one calling the shots. He's not cut out for it feels like, guys. That's just my opinion. He's too soft-minded, I find. He's too easygoing. He's too lax. Yeah, he lost his cool a few times down the stretch. Maybe he knows his job's on the line, and that's why, Did it have to come to that? I talked about this years ago, guys. Remember, I said that's going to be the demise of this regime, is the lack of physical play of this team. It's going to catch up to them. It did this year. This year, they picked it up physically. Don't get me wrong, they did. But to still be in the bottom third of the league with physical play, guys, come on. Toronto stepped it up. Toronto, who are the most dysfunctional organization in pro sports, they stepped it up. They realized that, listen, we're going to overpay all these guys to do nothing during this era. We better do something to step up physically in this league because this is what's killing us every year. They figured it out. So we'll see in the playoffs what they do. But right now, guys, we just got to get something going. And I know the majority of you, I'm sure of it, are so frustrated that you've lost hope. You've lost hope because that's what happens when you keep having a team that cheats on you. It's how it feels. It's like they keep cheating on us and lying to us, and I don't want to hear their crybaby whining mentality of, oh, well, the fans were hard on Coach Granato, and I don't care. It doesn't matter if they were. They're allowed to be. We're the fans. The fans have the first say. They're the ones who pay the salaries. In the long run, they're the ones who pay the salaries, the TV revenue, everything. So stop being a joke as a franchise. Take it serious. And Adams, stop acting like you got 10 more years of a contract left that you can figure this out. Like, you've got to make moves this offseason and get this team iced next year, ready to play in October. Get a coach in there. Get a coach that's going to be aggressive with the players. A coach that's going to come in and it's his way or the highway. You don't like it? Get out. Go sit on the bench. Ask for a trade. I don't care. Like, we need that kind of coach, guys. We need a hard-ass coach. People that think we don't, they're just wrong, okay? There's no other way to say it politely. Dead wrong. Because this is the project. This is what we have right now, guys. This is the project as it stands right now. What you see. This is the team with no aggressive coach. If you like this, then you're out of your mind. You're out of your mind. I can't take any more of it. I really can't. I'm so fed up with this team right now. I love them. It's unconditional love, but I'm so sick of that. It feels like, because I love this team, that they take advantage. Everybody behind it. I feel like there's this friggin' thing that what they do is they just kind of take advantage of us. And it's enough already. So the owner's got to step in if the GM's not going to this offseason. Stop sales pitching. What's going to happen is he's going to get fired, Adams, because he's going to procrastinate to the point he's got to go. And the owner's not stupid. He's a billionaire. As much as we like to say he's a dummy, how many of you have made the billions this man has made? This man is a shrewd, smart businessman. He's not an idiot. The guy knows how to make money like that. So he's only got so much patience. Because don't forget, he's first and foremost a fan. Pegula, he is. He's a fan of this team. He bought this team because he loved them, not because he wants to make money off them. What's the first thing he said when he bought him, guys? I know he said their whole thing's about winning the Stanley Cup. Well, okay. that's good thinking, but it's just bad strategy after, like firing Lindy and everything, and Regier, and like, you know, you start nailing the guys that kept this team successful for a decade. What are you doing, you know? But if this guy, he's not a fool. So sooner or later, he's going to say, they're playing me for a fool, like, you know, and it's his neck on the line with the fans too. This has just got to change, guys. We got to see changes this offseason is what I keep talking about. So today, the way I'm looking at it, guys, in this game, if the Sabres lose, at least they lose to a team that we're helping knock out Detroit. That's the way I'm looking at it. Sorry, Detroit fans, no way. I've seen too many cheap shots on the Sabres this year. I hope Detroit misses by 1 point like we did last year, so they can feel it and understand that just because you went and got DeBrincat, who totally, in my opinion, underachieved after around the 10-game mark. He's been a ghost, an expensive ghost too. And then you got Kane, who slapped together a decent year, I'd say, you know, for his standards, a decent year. He didn't get re-injured. I will say I was wrong about that. I thought he'd get hurt again. He still might next year because his body's getting older. And we'll see what happens with that. So that's it, guys. We'll see what happens today in the game. No stress. I'm just going to enjoy watching hockey, enjoy the game. I'm going to be flipping from this over to the Detroit and Pittsburgh game. I'm going to be watching both games. I want to see what happens with that one over there. And that's it. That's it for the home schedule. We'll see if we can go out on a winning note. If we don't, then Detroit's mad that we didn't. So for me, it's a win-win today. I'll see you guys in the postgame.